Talk about how to overseed or no-till drill into our perennial pastures or not without herbicides. As we know, most people that do no-till drilling either use herbicides or plant after frost in warm season grasses, so the cool season crop that they're planting can take over, or after it's very hot in cool season grasses or forages, so that the warm season annuals they're planting can take over the competition. So many times we can profit from overseeding higher producing annuals in our perennial pastures at different times of the year. While tilling the soil or using herbicides may give us a better production or an earlier stand, it will also harm the soil. Every time we spray any herbicide or we till the soil, we're doing damage to the soil life. So how do we do it if we want an earlier stand so we can start grazing earlier, for example on Bermuda or Bahia, or we want to plant our Sudan grasses earlier on cool season grasses, so by the time it gets really hot and dry, it's already growing vigorously? Or how can we plant no-till drill into cool season grasses up north, warm season perennials, without having to use herbicide or destroy our pasture by tillage? Another example could be, how can we overseed chicory or plantain or other herbs into our cool season grasses? Another could be even planting in a cornfield. How can I do it? So let's talk about this. In all these cases, we need to consider two things. Number one, the allelopathic effect of the perennial pastures that is already established. And number two, we need a good seed-to-soil contact for germination. For the allelopathic effect, we can play with the dates, so we are close to the first frost or after frost, but sometimes we need our forage sooner. So what we can do, summer or winter, is to overgraze the perennial sort. What does that mean? It means to do a severe grazing down as low as possible and coming back and grazing the regrowth 10 days later. If it's not possible to graze the regrowth 10 days later, you can mow it and then you can no-till drill into that. When you overgraze a plant, the root reserves are diminished. You can also do it 3 times if needed. And that gives the tiny seedling the chance to establish, as it will be able to compete with the chemicals that the established pasture is releasing to kill the seedlings. Another option is to use species that can compete against the allelopathic effect. To find out which ones are the best for your environment, you need to do trials. For example, in northern Florida, I have found that on warm season perennials, ball clover, sweet clover can do very well. And in summer, in those same areas, cowpeas can do very well even on Bermuda and Bahia grasses. Up north, you need to play with it and find out which ones do best for you. By doing this, you will have your established forage 30 days sooner than if you waited for a hot environment, hot weather, or you waited for frost. And this may be the difference between having a successful crop or not. Because when it gets hot in the summer, it dries off up north, and then not even the warm season grasses will do well.